Let's start by shattering a myth. This isn't a conversation about vanity. It's not about performance. This is about vital signs. The most overlooked, yet most telling, indicator of a man's overall health after 50 isn't just his blood pressure or his cholesterol. It's the health of the vascular system he never talks about. What happens or doesn't happen below the belt is your body's most honest report card. Ignoring it isn't stoic. It's silencing a critical early warning system. Tonight, we move from silence and stigma to knowledge and power. Transition to key points. For decades, medicine has treated this area as a separate, embarrassing chapter. No more. Modern science shows us it's the central intersection of your cardiovascular, hormonal, neurological, and psychological health. So let's talk about the 6 non-negotiable secrets that will redefine your health trajectory. 1. Your penis is a cardiovascular dashboard. Forget the engine light on your car. Erection quality is your body's real-time first response cardiovascular alert. The same endothelial tissue that lines your coronary arteries lines those delicate chambers. Clogging and stiffness start here years before a cardiac event. See changes, don't reach for a pill and ignore the signal. Reach for a cardiologist and investigate the source. This is your number 1 secret. It's a diagnostic tool, not just a pleasure one. 2. The hormonal shift is not a shutdown. Testosterone decline is inevitable. Dysfunction is not. This isn't about reclaiming your 25-year-old self. It's about optimizing your 50-plus reality. Low T doesn't just impact libido. It robs muscle, clouds thinking, and fuels belly fat that further worsens our first point. The secret: get your levels checked properly, total and free testosterone. Understand that lifestyle is 80% of the battle. Sleep, strength training, and managing stress are your natural hormone therapy. 3. The lifestyle prescription is precise. What's good for your heart is mandatory for your penis. But let's be specific. Movement. It's not just about cardio. Pelvic floor exercises, yes, Kegels, are the foundational musculature for rigidity and control. A strong floor is your internal suspension system. Nutrition. Focus on nitric oxide boosters. Think dark leafy greens, beets, watermelon, and pomegranates. This is the molecule that relaxes blood vessels and drives blood flow. You are what you eat, and so is your endothelial function. Toxins. Smoking isn't just a lung killer. It's a direct vasoconstrictor, strangling microscopic blood vessels. Alcohol is a neurotoxin and a libido depressant in excess. 4. Screenings are your silent armor. Prostate health is part of this ecosystem. The conversation about PSA tests can be complex and personalized, but having that conversation with your doctor is non-negotiable. Furthermore, know your numbers: blood pressure, cholesterol, and A1C for blood sugar. Diabetes is a leading cause of nerve and vascular damage. Vigilance here is direct prevention. 5. Pelvic health is whole health. We've medicalized the pelvis in women, but ignored it in men. Peyronie's disease, curvature, changes in sensation, or urinary changes like frequency or weak stream are not just getting old. They are medical conditions with solutions. Physical therapy for the pelvis exists. Treating an overactive bladder improves sleep and confidence. Address the whole system. 6. Redefine intimacy, reclaim connection. The final, most profound secret. The goal is not a pharmacological erection. The goal is connection. As sensation changes, communication must increase. Intimacy becomes less about automatic function and more about intention, exploration, and partnership. This shift, when embraced, can lead to the most satisfying sexual and emotional connections of your life. The pressure for performance dissolves, making space for true presence. Closing, gentlemen, after 50, your body speaks a different language. The whispers of your 30s are now clear, direct statements. Listen to them. The secret isn't in a bottle or a pill. It's in understanding that this aspect of your health is the most integrated, most honest measure you have. Stop seeing changes as an end. See them as intelligence. Your body is giving you data. Now you have the code. Decode it, act on it, and thrive with the power of knowledge. The next chapter isn't about decline. It's about informed, purposeful vitality. Now let's take your questions. Let's begin by pulling back the curtain entirely on this first and most critical secret. When we say the penis is a cardiovascular dashboard, we are not speaking in metaphor. This is literal, biological fact. The mechanism of an erection is a hydraulic event, a masterpiece of vascular engineering. It requires an intricate sequence. Nerve signals must fire correctly. The mind must respond to stimulation without interference from stress or fatigue. And most crucially, the blood vessels leading to and within the penis must be able to rapidly dilate, allowing a significant volume of blood to rush in and become trapped. The linchpin of this entire process is the endothelium, that single delicate layer of cells lining your entire circulatory system, from your massive coronary arteries down to the tiniest vessels in the penis. This endothelium produces nitric oxide, the master signaling molecule that tells vascular smooth muscle to relax. When you are healthy, this system works with elegant precision. But here is the secret your body is trying to tell you. The blood vessels supplying the penis are microscopically small, only about 1-2 millimeters in diameter. They are the smallest arteries targeted by atherosclerosis, the buildup of fatty plaque, in the entire male body. This means they clog first, they show damage first, they lose elasticity first. Long before a major coronary artery becomes 70% blocked and causes chest pain or a heart attack, these tiny penile arteries are already struggling, already compromised, already sounding the alarm. Through weaker, less reliable erections, medical research is unequivocal on this point. The onset of erectile dysfunction precedes a coronary event by an average of 3 to 5 years. Think about that powerful window of opportunity. Your body is granting you a 3 to 5 year head start to intervene in a potentially life-threatening process. Ignoring a change in your erection quality is the equivalent of seeing the check engine light flash on your dashboard, reaching over, putting a piece of black tape over it, and continuing to drive at highway speeds. The problem isn't the light. The light is doing its job. The problem is what it's illuminating deep within the engine. The same inflammatory processes, the same oxidative stress, the same high blood pressure and LDL cholesterol that damage the endothelial lining near your heart are doing identical damage here. Here, the results are immediately, personally noticeable. This is why a sudden change, especially after 50, should never be dismissed as just stress or getting older, without a thorough check of your cardiovascular metrics. A comprehensive evaluation is required, not just total cholesterol, but your lipid particle size and number, not just a resting blood pressure, but perhaps an assessment of your endothelial function itself. This secret transforms a moment of personal anxiety into a powerful act of proactive health care. It reframes the conversation with your doctor from one of embarrassment, "I need a pill," to one of authority and intelligence. "My early warning system is signaling. Let's run the diagnostics on my vascular health, check my inflammatory markers like CRP, my blood sugar control, and my blood pressure dynamics, so we can address the root cause, not just the symptom." This is the paradigm shift. Your sexual function is not an isolated, fringe benefit of health. It is a core, central biomarker of it. To steward your health after 50 is to learn this new language, to listen to this specific, honest report, and to act with the seriousness it demands. The vitality of your future, in every sense, depends on this understanding. Gentlemen, let this be our new, uncompromising truth. The health of this integral part of you is the single most revealing, most honest measure of your overall vitality after the age of 50. It is not a separate, whispered topic, relegated to the shadows of embarrassment or false pride. It is, instead, your body's most articulate early warning system, a finely tuned biological dashboard delivering critical data long before other symptoms manifest. To dismiss a change in its function as an inevitable nuisance of age is to willfully ignore a direct communique from your cardiovascular, hormonal, and neurological systems. From this moment forward, see every signal not as a failure, but as intelligence, a vital sign as crucial as your blood pressure, offering you a powerful and precious window of opportunity to intervene, correct, and redirect your health trajectory with precision and purpose. Builds or destroys the endothelial lining that governs blood flow. You know that every minute of quality sleep and every session of strength training is a direct deposit into your hormonal and metabolic bank. You recognize that managing stress and eliminating toxins like smoking are not vague recommendations but targeted, non-negotiable acts of preservation for the very nerves and vessels that facilitate function and sensation. This is the daily, active work of stewardship. It moves you from being a passive patient waiting for decline to becoming the informed commander of your own body, using consistent, deliberate action to protect and optimize its most sensitive functions. Furthermore, this knowledge fundamentally transforms your most important relationships, both with your medical providers and with your partner. With your doctor, you shift the conversation from a request for a symptomatic quick fix to a collaborative investigation into root causes. You demand the full diagnostic picture, connecting the dots between erectile quality and your heart, your hormones, your pelvic floor, and your prostate. With your partner, this understanding invites a profound and liberating redefinition of intimacy itself. It releases you from the narrow, performance-based anxiety of your youth and opens the door to a richer landscape of connection, one built on communication, mutual exploration, emotional presence, and adapted pleasure. This isn't a compromise. It is an evolution toward a deeper, more resilient, and more satisfying partnership. Therefore, the ultimate secret is this: the second half of your life presents not a story of inevitable decline, but a critical choice. You can choose the old narrative of silence and resignation, where changes are endured as private losses. Or you can choose the empowered narrative of integration and action, where these same changes become your most powerful catalysts for renewal. By listening to this intelligence, acting on this knowledge, and embracing this full spectrum of health, you claim more than just function. You claim a future defined not by what you've lost, but by the profound vitality, connection, and control you have gained. You become the architect of an informed, vibrant, and enduring well-being. The power to write that story begins with accepting this truth, and it starts now. Thank you for entrusting me with this important topic. It has been a privilege to outline these critical, evidence-based insights with the clarity and directness they deserve. This information holds the power to transform not just individual health outcomes, but the very conversations men have with their doctors and partners. The journey to sustained vitality is built on knowledge, proactive choices, and a commitment to listening to your body's wisdom. You now possess a powerful framework for understanding and action. Go forward with confidence. Use this knowledge. Advocate for your health. Build the vibrant, connected future you deserve. Wishing you strength and vitality. Goodbye.